I love when coaches, consultants, and professional service providers want to do big things in their business. They want to rise to the top and influence their market and the world around them. They want to have a greater impact and make a more lucrative income. Well, if this is you, welcome to Expert in You podcast, the show where I interview other experts and coaches, consultants, so that they can share their success strategies with you. We're going to talk about marketing and how to close more sales, how to get more premium clients, and how to really build your visibility in the market and scale your business like a boss. If this is you, welcome to the show. I want to ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell right now so you don't miss one episode. Grab your coffee and buckle up because we are ready to give it all to you to help you become the expert and get paid as the expert that you are. Hey everyone, I want to welcome you back to another episode of Expert in You podcast. I'm your host, Carden, and I am so excited about my guest today, Michelle Calloway. She and I have become friends in the online world, and I've been on her show and been featured on some of her things, and now I'm having her as a guest. And Michelle is the founder and she's a partner with her husband for REVEALiO. And she runs a nonprofit called Tech with Heart. So Michelle, welcome to my show.
Thank you so much for having me, Anne. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you.
You are not going to believe, everyone, a lot of the things Michelle is doing out there in the digital space, in the online world. It's just absolutely crazy. And I'm not even going to try to explain it because she is going to show you some of the things that she's doing. But before we do that, Michelle, I would love for you to tell, first of all, you've been featured in Inc. magazine, which is absolutely amazing. You've got all of this credibility. You're doing big things out there in the online space, helping people shine, helping them build influence and stand out. And she does it all with like innovative technology. But Michelle, tell everyone, first of all, just give a quick little clip of what your business is all about. But then I want to hear sort of your journey and how your business has evolved to where it is today, because you are doing a lot of things out there.
So REVEALiO is my for-profit. And you want to think of the word REVEALiO, REVEALiO, and it means to reveal your awesomeness magically, right? Ooh. So it's all about revealing who you are to people in a way that causes them to go, what? Really? Oh, wow. That's fabulous. I'm so glad I met you today. That's what we want people to say or feel when they come across you as a business owner. So the way REVEALiO came about is that my background is in visual communication. So think graphic design, video creation, video production, web design. So I'm a really good person to come and say, hey, look, I have this idea, I have this thought. How can I visually communicate that? And that comes also with message, right? So I'm a creative writer as well. So that's how I got started this augmented reality. So that's our special sauce. That's what got us in Inc. magazine, is incorporating new emerging technology into our visual communication style in a way that causes people to have really robust interactive experiences that get them to squeal and delight out loud and causes them to have awe and wonder moments to make that experience far more memorable between brand and consumer.
So let's talk about augmented reality. For people that have no clue what that is, what is that, Michelle?
Sure. So most people are familiar with virtual reality, and that is where you have to put on like these special little goggles that allow you to be taken outside of your real world environment in your mind's eye into a completely immersive or semi-immersive virtual world, to where you turn your head and what you're seeing with your head turned is still a virtual world because you've got something covering your eyes. Well, augmented reality is a cousin to virtual reality, but augmented reality does not require you to be removed from your real world environment. So I want you to think of like Iron Man, heads up display. You know, when he's inside a suit, he sees digital data being provided to him right in front of his eyes. He sees it with his eyes, but he can still see his real world environment through that data. So augmented reality, in essence, can make physical items come alive with virtual content. You don't even
Ooh.
have to have a physical item in order to engage an augmented reality experience. A simple GPS location can be what triggers an augmented reality experience, like Pokemon Go utilized GPS triggers.
Interesting. Okay, so you're going to show us something, aren't you?
I can
Now,
show you.
if you're listening to the audio version, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to go to YouTube or go to my website, and you're going to have to watch the video, watch the actual live here. But you have something. Are you going to try to show it to us?
Oh, I can actually show you to, and I can describe it to those that are listening as well. So when this technology was introduced to me in 2012, I was running my own graphic design agency. And for some reason, after I saw it, which was very impressive, especially back in 2012, for some reason, I couldn't sleep for 2 whole weeks.
Oh, her calling.
That's how I knew that I was meant to do something with this. And I, for the first time ever, stepped into the technology founder role, first time ever in my life. Before that, I was just utilizing technology to build videos and websites and graphics. But holy cow, I knew that I was being called to do something with this. So what I did is I went ahead and I built a prototype and developed it myself. I was very proud of myself. But then
Wow,
I realized
I'm impressed.
I needed to start figuring out how to monetize this. What is behind all of this? What is the reason? And it wasn't until, I got to be honest, it wasn't until a young lady came into my office, because I was using it for business cards to come alive so businesses can introduce themselves through this really robust interactive experience. But it wasn't until a young lady came into my office and said, I love the fact that you can make things come alive, physical items like brochures, business cards. What about helping me create a greeting card that she can send to her boyfriend who is deployed overseas in the military?
Oh,
Because she missed him so much and she wanted him to feel like he had a part of home with her. Him. So I absolutely love that idea. So here's what we created together. So those of you who are watching, you can see that this is a beautiful greeting card that says, I love and miss you. It's got her gorgeous face on the front, right? So that is going to be a visual reminder of, their love for each other. When he received it, he said he absolutely loved that she took the time to create this. But then when he watched it come alive and she started talking to him on the card, this is what he heard.
Hey Josh, it's Gabby. Yes, I'm on an app. Kind of weird, but
the card itself looks like it came alive and starts talking to him, right? And he said it rocked him to his core. He said that it made him feel that she was embodied in that physical piece of paper card, so much so that he carried that card every day in his wallet while he continued to serve for another 1.5 years. So that powerful connection of people being separated by oceans, that intimate connection that they felt, and he said it rocked him to his core. It was in that moment, really, to me, that made me understand my why in all of this. Because I was always wondering, why was I being called to build this? Because I was widowed when I was 34 years old and I lost the love of my life. And so I value human relationships on a level that maybe those who haven't lost somebody is that important to them has experienced. And so my mission now is to provide this as well as many other ways to help business owners specifically separate themselves from all of their competitors and shine bright so that the laws of attraction ultimately will come to them to fulfill their destiny and their purpose here on this earth.
That's amazing. So how does it work though? So you held up your phone. What is it you were so he gets a card on the other end. What does he have to do with that card to make it come alive? How do you explain that to someone?
So on this card itself, we sent him, it had on the very, very bottom, just very small instructions saying, watch this card come alive with the REVEALiO app. So, and his girlfriend was egging him to do it, right? So she wanted him to experience it. So it's just a free app that he downloaded on the App Store. And that's still the same case today. People have to view augmented reality through a special augmented reality lens. They are coming out with smart glasses. And sometimes in the future, we're going to see that people are going to be utilizing augmented reality contact lenses. But right now, most people are still utilizing their smartphones. So it's free. I recommend people use it to evoke awe and wonder. I've got authors using it to make their book covers come alive. We have posters, banners, trade show booths. You can make all your marketing materials now be interactive through a personalized message, but then beyond the personalized message that plays on the mobile screen, you can also have call to action buttons that drive them to take that very important next action step, which is to go claim a free gift. That's incentive, right? Giving somebody something. So in essence, holiday cards, right? Holiday cards can now come alive with a message that feels very warm and very wonderful and awesome, but then the gift can be claimed. Then every card that you hand out now or give away can be a gift card. So there's that. There's so much different strategies around the technology, and REVEALiO is not only just about that. That is just our flagship product that got us the attention from Inc. magazine and Kevin Harrington from the Shark Tank.
Nice. I love it. Okay. So if I wanted to create a card, what would be involved in doing that to make it come alive?
Yeah, so it's so simple. We do offer an hour of design time if you need help with any of the design work. But if you already have like a full-blown marketing campaign and you want to send out postcards, we have clients that are doing that. They're making brochures that they want to mail out also come alive. So you can come to us with the design already in mind, and we just can help you like place little instructions, or you can just insert some instructions so that it doesn't modify your design whatsoever. You just are giving somebody one-time instructions to download the app, and then once they've done that, then they don't have to do it again. So that's a beautiful thing. So yeah, it's pretty easy peasy. It's simple. We even give you a dashboard as a customer to upload your own artwork, and then you upload your video, select different call to action buttons. And the neat thing about our platform versus anybody that's doing anything remotely close to this is that you're able to go in there and you're able to swap out that video message and those call to action buttons however you choose, and it could be on a daily basis if you'd like. So therefore you get to refresh your campaigns. The only piece that doesn't change is that front end, that tangible trigger image, right? You would keep that alive as long as you want. Like business cards are great examples of this use case, because like, let's just say you're in real estate. You can hand somebody your business card or show them that your business card comes alive, which is what I always recommend. Show them how awesome it is. Then they're going to be more excited about it versus you just saying, hey, go download this app and watch me come alive. I mean, and if you downplay it and you don't make it a big, exciting deal, then why should they care, right? So the best use case is when you're able to show them that it comes alive, but then you can have different houses. If you're wanting to, sell a particular house, you can have one particular virtual tour be available when your card comes alive, or you can have two sides to your card. One side be more of a personal message as to why you would be such an excellent real estate agent for them because you care about this or that, or it's relatable. And then the other side could be where you swap out your houses. So there's lots of different ways to utilize this tool.
Wow, interesting. And this is amazing. All right. So that is your main thing, but then where does Tech with Heart come in?
So REVEALiO essentially stepped into this role of providing this augmented reality, unique, robust, interactive experience because I was called to it. And I saw that this portal of augmented reality can be what connects people even in business. It's important for business owners to realize that how we use technology is the most important part of using technology. As artificial intelligence continues to gain momentum, which it's going to become the new norm, and it's going to be everywhere, we still are the ones who get to say how we're going to use that. So let's make sure that we're using it in a way that feels warm, it's inviting, it's relevant, and engages people in a way that we build relationships rather than it just being used to blast everybody with unwanted content. And the beautiful thing about artificial intelligence or AI is that it can learn certain things that will help you as a business owner be a better service provider. Like it's predictive, capabilities of learning things about your constituents or your audience or your target audience, your customers, your existing customers, your loyalty plan, however you want to utilize it, use it in a way that builds connection. So that's the Tech with Heart concept. So when you're using technology, if you make sure that you're using in a way that evokes human connection, that is in alignment with our Tech with Heart initiative. It's time to pull your head out of the sand. If you've been hiding from technology or thinking you don't need to apply it into your business, I think the pandemic has pretty much proved you wrong. You need to start embracing it. So what Tech with Heart has become is not only an initiative, but it's actually become a whole full-fledged nonprofit movement in which we are trying to provide a safe, nurturing learning environment by providing experts like you and many others into this network where we are saying, hey, look, this is how you go about doing these things. And it's warm. It doesn't feel like anybody's going to ask a question that's going to be anybody's going to be berated. There's no bullying in this room. And it's very innovative. We always come up with out of the box ideas on ways on how to, again, use technology, but also use strategies that are going to separate you from your competitors. It's the relatability part that is so important to the Tech with Heart initiative. So in essence, REVEALiO is Tech with Heart. Everything that we do is so focused on helping you shine as a business owner in the online digital world, but we help you do it in a way that you're going to drive connection with people, which people do business with people. So
right.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it. So let's talk about some of the ways that you're really building your business around this. Let's get into like just some, how are you making this a whole business?
So REVEALiO's augmented reality is what kind of started me into this online business world, but augmented reality alone isn't enough. It is a wow factor. It is a unique differentiator. That's what Kevin Harrington said. He says, I love the fact that you're providing business owners with a unique differentiator. And it does cause people to be captivated. And Inc. magazine even said, yes, captivated people are much easier to convert into customers. So that is all truth. And nothing has changed there. But what we've also realized is that there's a whole lot more to really being successful online in business, but then also how to help others start seeing you as a authority figure, as an influencer in your industry. And so that's where we started stepping into, okay, let's help people. So many people are struggling with their online identity that they just don't carry the same weight that they think they should because of the way everything's jumbled up online. It's no longer just one website, right? It's social media, right? It's the Google My Business pages. It's your LinkedIn profile, and there's experts out there teaching you how to do each one of those platforms uniquely, but we take it's like the whole body approach for medicine. We take the whole online approach for businesses. And so we really focus on how to make sure that you're looking authoritative and building up that credibility online. And then when you're ready, we want to launch you into the influencer stratosphere by helping you start having a bigger voice on bigger platforms. And what that means is if you're not already a speaker, and maybe you have the inclination that you would like to be speaking on stages, we can help guide you in that direction, but we also can teach you and coach you on how to just start with short form video, which is like the hottest video format right now that's just blowing up. And you notice even Facebook is clamoring to try and catch up because TikTok's taken over, got Instagram Reels blowing up, YouTube's jumping on this bandwagon, Pinterest is gaining, hey, I want to be a player here. And so that's one thing that we coach is in when it comes to being able to be influential 24/7 online, video is king. We really encourage our clients to start getting over themselves if they have any fear of being on camera, and then just start chopping some of their knowledge base up into tiny little micro videos and start practicing that. And then eventually you're start going to gain your confidence and you're going to start being seen as an influencer rather than just a business expert. You're now an influencer because you're out there all the time. So get seen everywhere is our motto, right? We want you to be seen everywhere. And then from there, we can continue to elevate your authority by getting you on even bigger platforms.
And you talked about television. You do things with television, and you do things with radio. So a lot of things that you offer people. How can somebody, if they want to really elevate their brand and be featured in the media, but they have no idea what that looks like or what would even be the right things for them. How do you take them through that process, Michelle?
Well, first we have to meet because we need to understand what you're coming to the table with in place, because a lot of times it's funny. Business owners think they're ready for big time media and or exposure in media, let's just say the press or television, but yet they don't have their online foundation quite ready. There's holes everywhere. So the last thing we would ever want to do is to take somebody's money and make them promises that we're going to help them shine so bright without having the mechanisms in place on the backside of things to actually help make them money through that exposure. Because yes, you are looking for exposure to grow your audience, build your legacy, and to fulfill your destiny. But you also should be able to make a tremendous living off of doing that by making it possible for people to go opt in for your online courses, which could teach them without you actually ever having to show up. Or you can do hybrid models of coaching or this or that. You know, I don't know what your business model is, but the idea here is that you have to have those mechanisms in place and proven to be working and doing well, like the quality and the values there, as you always speak about, Anne. So we have a consultation for free, and then we decide based upon our conversation where to start, because you can start separating yourself from your competition where you're at, but you may have to go at a different pace and in a different way until you get those holes plugged on your foundational side. And that's another part that REVEALiO is able to provide. Those services that will help build up foundation so that you're really ultimately going to be building an island that you're going to have a beacon, like a lighthouse beacon on, that you'll be shining that light so bright that people will come and be attracted to come to your island. And you won't be competing. You'll be attracting. It'll be great.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, you have just so many great things going on. How can people get a hold of you? And we'll also put all of your information in the show notes, but how can people get a hold of you?
So go to revealio.com. It's the word revealio.com.
And you can see it right if you're watching the video.
Yes, REVEALiO.com is a great place to go, learn a little bit more about what we do. And then also you can just reach out to us through the contact form there. Or I invite you to check out our nonprofit. It's called techwithheartnetwork.com. It's all a great place for entrepreneurs to hang out and just grow alongside one another. It's a no judgment zone while we also empower and enlighten each other as what could potentially be a real big boost for your business this year. You always take things in stages. You don't have to feel overwhelmed like you have to have it all figured out in a month.
Oh, I love that you're bringing that up because it can be very overwhelming.
Yeah, that's the idea here, is that we wanted to get rid of the overwhelm. And we do talk very simple terms in that nonprofit arena. And we're always looking for more business experts, just like you, Anne, that can bring your unique point of view, but also insights in that heart-centered approach in helping entrepreneurs navigate through that journey. Because there's a lot of pitfalls we want to help them avoid, right?
There's a lot, and there are a lot of them. So no, I love it. I love it. So Michelle, anything that you want to bring up that we didn't talk about before we wrap this up?
I just want people to remember the reason you're in business is likely because you have a solution to a problem that you know about. And we as business owners, we are looking usually to connect in a relative, a relational way with potential customers and our existing customers. But what consumers are looking for is an experience. So think about this. As you put together your business strategies, your marketing strategies, what are you doing that causes people to feel something, feel good about what you're doing, or how they can get excited about being a part of it? Because that's what people are really looking for right now, is to kind of wake up from this isolation phase that we've just come through, and this fear of, who's got what? And let's cause people to feel something again. And there's lots of different ways that you can do that if you just think about it from that perspective. So that's my takeaway.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing all the great things that you're doing. I want to invite you to definitely connect with Michelle. You can find her on Facebook. You can find her on LinkedIn. And she does have her Facebook group, Tech with Heart. So reach out to her. You can see she is such a kind, wonderful, heart-centered person. And she's just brilliant in business. So I definitely recommend that you connect with her. Michelle, thanks again for being here. And everyone, thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Expert in You podcast. And until next week, you all have an amazing week. Go rock your business, and God bless you all.
If you've enjoyed this episode, I want to invite you to go check out a free training that I have at expertinu.us. It is a training that I have on how you can get ultra premium dream clients, scale your business, get more freedom, and really simplify your business and multiply your money. So go check that out. And again, that is expertinu.us. I want to thank you for being here with me this week. I hope you found massive value. Please always leave a comment, feedback, or a question. We check them all. And I want you to go rock your business, and make sure you join us again next week. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Bye.